Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Hi, I'm Misty Riston at Campground DVD Publishing. I'm an author, compiler, and publisher. I met Dr. Lauren through one of my authors, Amy Joy. She participated in my anthology, Here Comes the Sun, and then she put out her own solo project, and then is now working with Dr. Lauren on a television show. Met him. I wasn't intending to work with him as a coaching partner. However, I was in a say yes mode, and so I did. I found out really quickly after our first conversation what I had said yes to. Dr. Lauren gives me permission to be me. I have very lofty dreams, and sometimes my really loving circle has a hard time supporting me to keep getting on a higher and higher diving board. But I know where my gifts are. I know where my talents are. Dr. Lauren will help you fine-tune where you're going and then give you permission to be the best version of you. Thanks, Dr. Lauren. I appreciate you.
Because now I know when something happens in our lives that is unexpected, you go. You have to go into it in order to ever have any hope of coming through it. So when you go, guess what? When you come out the other side, you grow.
Brought out more in me than I thought that I didn't even know that I had.
That has given all of us a great hope for what we can do with our own messages, our abilities to deliver, but most importantly, to deliver it in an authentic and very, very intriguing way.
Have you ever been in something or felt something where the only way you felt you could deal with it was to leave, get away? I thought that was the meaning of control. It took me 4.5 years to stop looking around the room of my life, of my journey, of my purpose, digging in cushions for a remote that never existed. Looking, relooking, going back and upgrading, bringing in and pulling out things that do not serve you must go. Those things out in this world that are designed to bring us down, to keep us down, put their foot on our neck and whisper to us that we're never good enough, they don't whisper. They yell at us from all directions, top to bottom, bottom to top, side to side, side to side, corner to corner, and corner to corner, 365 days. When somebody asks you about yourself, don't you dare whisper. When they ask you to raise your hand, don't you dare half raise it. When they ask you something good about you, you scream it with all you have. Come on now, get up, get up. Tell me who you are. Show me who you are. Greatest truth of all, that not everyone has to remain lost. No. Oh, my Lord. I don't know if y'all, I'm frozen. I'm waiting on the internet. I see I'm still frozen. Okay. Can you see me? I am so over this internet thing. What? I'm just going to sit here and wait for the internet to get its crap together. I'm still waiting to like this. I'm at the mercy of the internet. What can I do? Just gonna wait. Hold on. Let me get what is greater than to come up in here and take care of this. Hold on. Internet. Boy, the things we're at the mercy of. Okay. It's blue now on my little pod, so I'm hoping. I'm looking at myself. I see that the closed captioning has begun, so hopefully so we can continue. Good morning and welcome to today's I'm your host, Lauren Michaels Harris. You know, there it goes again. It's turning red over there. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm watching myself on the other device. Look at it. It is just the crappiest internet this morning. Which think about yesterday with the airlines and everything in the United States, all of the flights were canceled, rescheduled, grounded because of that glitch or whatever was going on. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it real. That's a little scary. That it's the safety thing, right? So, okay, I see I'm frozen again. I'm just gonna wait. Let me see. Am I here by myself? I don't know if y'all can get in here. Hi, big country. How are you? Bear with us. We're at the mercy of Comcast / Xfinity. You know, I wish the dollar store had internet available because I'd buy it from them. It'd be better than this crap. I'm telling you. You know, I always say, if they took the internet from us and withheld gas, I'm just saying, think about it. Oh my goodness. I see the guest is here. I can see you backstage, Williams. How are you? I'm glad that we're here today, but you guys, I do not know what is going on with the internet over here today in Chicago, but we're going to go ahead anyway. I believe the universe, what is greater than us, God, source, spirit, doesn't make mistakes. You hear me say it all the time. It's merely keeping this journey interesting. Can I get an amen? Okay, so we're going to make it work. I can tell what's going on. Look, my pod is still red, which means I'm freezing. And I get it. Who wants to watch something that is on, off, on, off? But my guest today is so incredible. I'm hoping that you all will hang around and the internet will do what it's supposed to do. Williams is his name. He's 27 years old, I believe. He is in Nigeria. We just met yesterday, actually, and I wanted him on the show immediately because I love his message of bringing people together. We're going to talk about that. And so I'm going to get him in here because here, where are we? We're 14 minutes in. Pray for you guys, send all of your energy to the internet gods that we can get through this interview without starting, stopping. Okay, here we go. I did not find, look at that dry skin. Oh my God. I did not find a bio, but I'm going to just get Williams in here. He's a young filmmaker and an activist. And I'm going to let him come in and explain what his mission, what his purpose is in life. So you guys put your hearts on the screen, say hello and welcome our guest today, Williams Ameh from Nigeria.
Am I here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now because you're in here now.
All right. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're joining in from. It's a pleasure to be here today with you all. Again, my name is William Ameh. I'm a Nigerian-based filmmaker, also the CEO of Region Film Studio, a film production company that is based in Abuja, Nigeria. Started as a group of young filmmakers who are passionate about telling our stories. We came together to form the studio, and we are here today. We've made a couple of films to our credit, and we are still also having projects in the pipeline for production. So, yeah, thank you very much for having me today. I look forward to having an interesting conversation with you all.
Okay, great. Now, I think you might have heard. I'm watching on another device. I think we're doing okay now. I see folks are able to get in, but the internet here in Chicago today is on some real bull. I'm just keep it like that. So I'm gonna say a couple of things here. You guys, that's the bell of purpose. You know that when I ring it, it's to get your attention. It's an opportunity creator so that you don't get so caught up in all the other things you're doing while you're watching the show that you miss something that could change your life. So when I ring the bell, tune in, lean in, and show up. Can we get an amen up in here? Okay, there it is. Also at this stage, welcome to the show. My sidekick, she's been here for 6 years with me. This is Lucy McGillicuddy, Ricardo. So I want to start off. I got a new thing, Williams. Now you're frozen, but you'll come back, and it's a good frozen picture. So it's not the internet here, but you're all the way in Nigeria. We're gonna do our best. Got this new thing, and I'm gonna show. Here it is. Positive vibes. Some cards that I got in my stocking for Christmas, and so I'm gonna read 3 of these little snippets today to start off with some positive vibes, because we need some positive vibes. Because the internet trying to get up in here and mess this up, we're not gonna have it. So here's the first card that says, "There's always something good coming to you." I like that. I like that. The second card says, "Never lose your sense of wonder." I love that one. And finally, third card, "Find beauty in the rain." And that internet is raining on us today. But you know what? I'll tell you this. I believe in all the promises. And one of the greatest promises is that where 2 or more of us comes together, we don't have to worry about all that other stuff. Some magic is going to
Yeah,
happen through the spiritual realm. So that's no different. So Williams, welcome to the
yeah.
show. I'm really intrigued by
Thank
your work. So I'm going to give you a second. Um, I'd like you to start by explaining to people before we get into your filmmaking, because you're working on a film. I want you to talk about the community, the African community. Remember yesterday you were explaining to me how you guys are spread out over all these countries, and you're trying to bring everybody back to a cohesive collective, not so separate. And I love that. So I'm gonna give you a second. Explain that mission to everybody, and then I'll come back in. Okay.
All right, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to have this conversation. So, I'm an African child from Nigeria, originally from Kogi State, a state in the middle belt of Nigeria. So, my interest in Africa and African narrative is the fact that Africa is one of the blessed race in the world. And unfortunately, we have been divided into so many paths. And I was doing a research some time ago, and I discovered that India as a country have over 1.4 billion people in terms of population, and we are just merely 1.3 billion with some numbers. Yet we are divided into 54 African countries. 54 African countries. So, going by population as a parameter for having a country, it is safe to say that Africa can be a country rather than a continent. Now, the idea of having Africa as a continent give us this sense of division in as much as we have been grouped into 54 geological areas into 54 countries. And of course, we still have Africans in the Caribbean and Africans everywhere in the world. They are divided. And Africa is one of the best continents. We wield 30% of the world's resources, yet Africa make up to 70% of the world's population. And again, Africa is listed as I think the second to the last continent that is poor. Now, this is a paradox of reality that the most resource abundant continent is yet only second to the last when it comes to everything as far as wealth is concerned. So Africa has been divided into many countries and into many places in the world, and this is not good for us as a people. This is not good for us as a continent. So if we see ourselves as one rather than 54 African countries and other Africans that are spread over across the world, if we see ourselves as one, then whatever is happening to an African, say in Cameroon, say in Zambia, say in Ivory Coast, say in Madagascar, then it's a thing of concern to the rest of African, wherever you are, if you see yourself as one. So the fact that I see myself as a Nigerian give me this sense of unconcerned about what is happening in South Africa, unconcerned about what is happening in the Caribbean, what's happening in Zimbabwe or Zambia, and all of these things, which is not supposed to be. We as Africans, we are one, irrespective of the fact that we've been divided into 54 African countries. That should not affect our unity. That should not make us see ourselves as 54 different group of people. So my idea and my vision as a storyteller is to look beyond the shores of Nigeria, look beyond the border of Nigeria to other Africans that are spread across the world, to do what? To tell our stories, And the more we tell our stories, the more we get to know about each other, the more we get to participate in our festivities and celebrate our shared culture and our shared differences. It's bring us back together. It's make Africa and African race a more cohesive race rather than a race that are divided among each other. Again, we can only be preyed upon if we stay divided. But once we are united and once
he'll be back. Hold on.
We will be formidable. Thank you very much. So
let me ask you. I get it, and I'm sure most of the people watching or that will watch this get it as well. But let me ask you this. So what have you're young, you're in your 20s, a lot of your peers that went to college. Wait, I gotta wait till he comes back. This internet is it's between both places. It's not just here. We're doing our best, you guys. Bear with us. I'm gonna wait until I see him on the screen. He'll be back. I see I'm still here for a change. It's usually me that gets kicked off. Shaking my head. Man, we're at the mercy of some stuff. But that means, too, I believe that, when something keeps trying to interrupt something, it's for a reason, right? Trying to keep us plug our ears. We're going to wait and we're going to pick back up. That's what we're going to do. So, boy. Well, I'm going to show something while we're waiting. I found this on Williams, he got knocked off, y'all. So we'll wait for him to come back. This was on his Instagram page. I'll have him explain it when we come back. Take a look at this.
I forgive you.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to wait for Williams to come back and ask him what that was all about. But that's some of their work. I don't know if that's actually his film or one of the other members of his film group. But I'll just chit chat until, because he got knocked off. You know, the power sources and whatnot over there are not what they are here in the United States. Ah, I see he has made it back. Let me get him in. Hold on. Okay, welcome back.
I must apologize for the poor network over here. It's sad.
I know.
Please
I know.
kindly be with us as we get
No worries.
interview.
No worries. We'll do our best. While you were gone, I showed that clip that I found on your Instagram page.
Wow, wow.
So yeah, we watched it. Is that one of your films, or is that someone else in the film group?
What clip is that, please?
Let me show it
Recently?
again. Yeah, I don't know. Hold on. I'm gonna show it again.
Okay, please.
It's this one.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I forgive you.
Yeah.
Talk about that. What's that all about?
All right. So that's a film I made late last year for Ikemefuna. So it's a project that we made to address the issue of xenophobic attack. By the way, that's just the teaser. The film is yet to be out. So it's a project we made to address the issues of xenophobic attack in Africa. You know, we sometimes ago, yes.
Tell
So
me what
sometimes
that means.
ago,
What does that
a
mean?
group of South Africans. Okay, it's about xenophobic attack. Okay, xenophobic attack actually it's a group of people attacking another group of people. You know, basically it happened in South Africa where some South Africans were attacking Nigerians, targeting Nigerian businesses, Nigerians actually living in South Africa. So we made this movie to talk about the impact of this xenophobic attack as it affects Africans' cohesion. Now, take for instance, the most people who live in South Africa are traders from Nigerians, and these traders are Igbo people. Now, Igbo people have this culture of having what they call Nwa boy. Now, this Nwa boy is an apprentice that they take along with them to teach that trade, to teach that business. So that apprentice will stay with them for say 5 years to 6 years, whatever the case may be, and they will establish that apprentice, open up a store or a shop for him to practice the same business, haven't learned for over the period of 5 to 6 years. Now, most people that have been attacked in South Africa are Nigerians, and more of them are actually Igbo people who are doing business there. Now, for every community an Igbo man live in Nigeria, he has more than 5 to 10 boys who are serving with him, who are his direct beneficiaries, you know, that is teaching the trade. Now, if you kill that man, you have not only killed one person, you have killed the dream and the vision of more than five, more than six, and of a community as a whole. So many people in a community look up to their brother who is striving abroad, who is doing a business abroad. They look up to that person to send them aid, to help them in their businesses and all of that. So killing a Nigerian, killing an Igbo businessman means killing a community, right? So in this movie, we have Ikemefuna, who was a businessman in South Africa, who was killed and burnt, and the video went viral on the internet, and his brothers in Nigeria got to see the video of Ikemefuna, who has been of a tremendous support to their community, and they were so angry and pissed off, and they had to take up arms and knife and machete and guns and invade South African homes in Nigeria and try to melt the same anger and aggression that their brother received on the South African that were living in Nigeria. But again, they didn't put through. We create a balanced narrative between both the aggrieved and the aggressor altogether. But we don't see ourselves as two different people. We should not see ourselves as being South African or being Nigeria, where nobody is less of African. Sorry, I didn't get that.
I was just saying, I get it. You're people.
Yes, exactly. We are humans. We are Africans. We are brothers. The fact that we are separated by borders doesn't make us less of an African, right? So again, we create a balanced narrative between Nigeria and South Africa, and all of that. So basically, that's what Ikemefuna, the movie, was all about.
So let me ask you something.
Yes.
You and your fellow compatriots, your fellow filmmakers, storytellers,
Yes.
is what you do when you expose these issues, is that dangerous for you in your own community? I mean, or you know what I'm saying? I mean, because
Yes.
you talk about that.
Yes. So as a filmmaker, as a creator, as a storyteller, there are face telling the story. Now, some people have their prejudices, some people have their thoughts, some people have their religious belief that they don't want you to talk about or don't want you to mess around with, and trying to tell stories that are very sensitive to people, especially when it comes to religion, is a thing of great risk and danger. You'll be faced with so many opposition and all of that. So yeah, there's so much enormous danger telling stories, especially when it's sensitive to people and their prejudices. Exactly. So yeah, basically there are enormous challenges.
Okay, let's talk about your backstory. Um, you grew up in Nigeria.
Yes.
Tell us about your family dynamic. Your parents. Do you have any siblings? And how do they
Yes.
feel? How do they feel about the work you do?
Oh, okay. So give me a minute. Let me share this link. People are requesting for the link.
Oh, to watch? Okay.
Yes. Yes, please.
Okay.
Uh, okay. I'm getting comments. Some people are saying the page is not found. I don't know if you can.
Tell them to go to Bathrobe Moments on Facebook. See the name at
Okay.
Bathrobe
Can
Moment.
I?
And
Okay.
I'm gonna go to a
A minute.
commercial. I'm gonna do a commercial while you get that together, okay? Give you
All
a
right,
minute.
please. All right, please.
Okay. You guys will be right
Okay.
back. Don't go away. This world is changing more and more every day, and we've decided to change right along with it. My name is Dr. Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the president of Trajectory TV Network. At Trajectory, our vision is to provide a creative platform for top content creators and storytellers from around the globe. We're also dedicated to providing this world with content that is healing, educational, empowering, exciting, and above all else, entertaining and transparent. So right now, I invite all of you who believe yourselves to be global game changers to use the link found here and simply take a chance. Schedule a virtual chat where you'll have the opportunity to share your vision for your very own global television show with me, the network president. So use that link, and together, let's begin changing and healing this world, one story at a time. And remember, whether you have years of experience in front of the camera or zero experience, it doesn't matter. What matters the most is your desire to share great content through television and a willingness to share it with passion and with purpose. You might ask, how do I know if I've fallen in love with my purpose and my purpose has fallen in love with me? It's easy when you've lost your voice because you just can't stop talking about it. I'll see you soon. right, all right. Listen, y'all, I see some more people have come in, so I'm assuming these are William's friends from around the globe. Listen, welcome to today's installment. Welcome back. I'm your host, Dr. Lauren Michaels Harris. We're talking with Williams, Ameh, activist and a filmmaker from Nigeria. Oh, I'm hearing an echo. Why did you get that?
Yeah, I got the link. Yeah, I got the link. Can you hear me? Yes.
That's causing an echo. Pull it out. Unplug that.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. But I'm hearing an echo of myself. So take.
Oh, really?
Because it wasn't like that before. Break.
Okay, a moment.
The internet and everything today. Just trying to mess this up. We're not going to receive that. I don't know why we have an echo. What did you change on the commercial break?
So, is it better now?
How about now? There it is. There we go.
Is it better now?
Yeah, turn your volume up a little so we can hear you better. But the echo is gone. Hallelujah. Now, can you hear me?
Yeah. So, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So I got a question for you. This cultural divide that you've been telling us about, the Africans spread out over 40-some countries. Have you done the research?
Yeah.
Where did this division begin? How did this division begin? How many years ago did what you're living in today start? I can tell this. Yeah, we're back. Did you hear the questions?
All right. Yeah. So I got to the point of how many years ago and all of that.
Yeah. How did this happen? Let's put it like that. How did the scattering of all of the Africans being divided? How did it happen?
All right. So again, it all boils down to the invasion of the colonial master in Africa about 300 years ago and all of that. So again, we have Africans in the Caribbean that are actually Africans from this part of the world, and we are shipped over there to the Caribbeans, and they became Africans in the Caribbean, and they became the Caribbean anyways. So Africa, we actually occupy this part of the world for a very long time, and it is the era where people live in kingdoms and in clans and in villages and in helmets and all of that. Now we have coexisted. The bigger empire ruling over the smaller empire. Take for instance in Nigeria, we have the Benin, the Oba of Ori, the Benin Empire. We have the Sultan of Sokoto. We also have the Sokoto Empire. We have the Kano Empire, and all of these. These are big empires that rule over some northern part of Nigeria and to the middle part of Nigeria. And so it's happened also in other parts of Africa. And the bigger empire, the bigger kingdom rule over the smaller tribes, the minority tribes and all. So with the invasion of the colonial master, what they did is they identified the strongest tribe. They identified the biggest and the most organized tribe to which they can infiltrate the environment. And coming to Nigeria, they infiltrated Nigeria via the north, and the Hausa people were actually actively involved in some of this slave trade, and they used some of our chiefs, both from the Yoruba land and which is in the east, the southwest, and the Benin. All of this, they use the chief to sell off their own people.
Their own people.
And if you want to.
There goes the internet again, you guys. Hold on. And for those of you who have just shown up, thank you for being here and bear with us today. The Chicago internet was crazy, messed up this morning. but in Nigeria, the internet in certain areas is not that good, not that great. But we're going to do our best. I'll tell you what, a little bit of something is always better than a whole lot of nothing. And so we're going to do our best and pray that what is greater than us takes care of the rest. Can I get an amen? That's right. That's right. So Williams, we're going to wait for him. There he is. There you're back.
Yes, and sorry, guys. The
Phone up.
network is
No worries.
so epileptic.
Microphone. Keep that
So,
microphone up there so we can hear you.
all right. So,
Okay.
can you hear?
Yeah, let me ask you this question, Williams. Let's move into the future.
Yes, please.
Let's go of let's what is the hope of you and your friends, your collective that are trying to create? This is a movement. Um it reminds me of the civil rights era here, and we're still working towards change here, of course. What are your hopes? The young people, you and the ones that are watching and the ones that are not, what are you hoping to create as far as change?
All right. I believe the easiest way to rob a people of their identity is to tell their story. To build the power to tell their story. You cannot take the identity of a man by killing him. You cannot take the identity of a man by persecuting him. No, that's a brutish and a brutal way of taking his identity, but that will not suffice. The easiest and the most cruel way to take away and rob a man of his identity is to wield the power to tell a story. Let me take you back to the era where these colonial masters, these Europeans came to Africa. What did they do? They take away our artifacts. Now, our artifact to them, I think they see Africa as primitive, they see Africa as uneducated, but we are educated enough to create an artifact, to carve out artifacts for ourselves that caught the interest of these Europeans to the point where they have to either take it, steal it away from us, or buy it. So if we are so primitive, how come we are intelligent enough to have that done? And if Africa is so primitive, how come we understand the sense of leadership and kingdoms and the sense of communalism? If Africans are so primitive, how come we're able to lead and again we able to survive on our native drugs and herbal medicine and all of that? Africans survived through decades, through many years before the coming of this colonial master with their civilization movement and all of that. Now, one thing that stands out for me when I look at the reason why this European take away our artifact is the fact that it is the power of storytelling. Now, if you as say a Yoruba man or a Hausa man want to tell your children about your ancestors, and you don't have anything physical or anything tangible to connect them to your ancestors in the form of an artifact, in the form of a painting, in the form of something that they really can relate with, then your story holds no content. You
Right.
know, they will be forced, they will be coerced to believe the person who come to them with an artifact, who come with them with substance that really connect them to their ancestors. Now, you see, the artifact then play a significant role in connecting people with their background,
Ooh,
people with their history, people with their ancestors. Now we live in a time where the internet is full of information, so anybody can go online and just dump information. And in the quest of searching, trying to find out where you come from, you go online and read whatever garbage you see there that does not necessarily become your truth. You know,
right.
but then again, if we protect our story, if we protect our artifacts, we protect our identity, we refuse to hand over the pen that writes our story to someone else. I
Mm,
mean, our identity can be maintained and retained. You know, so again, when in these Europeans might still come back in another form of modern colonialization, you know, bringing back our artifacts and telling us, hey, in 19, in 80, in 17, 72, in 17, 16, 22, and all of that, your great grandparents were these, were these, were these, were these, and that might not really be who they are. You know, they tell your story in a way that pleases their fantasy, so they make you
right.
believe you are somebody that you're really not.
Right.
and forever you will live to believe that this is who you are. Let me make a reference with the Bible passage that
Come
said,
on.
I say, I've seen a mystery under heaven, that prince walk on foot and servants walk on horses. Now, what's happened here is a breach of information. When servants don't know that they are princes, know they are, when princes don't know they are prince, they now walk, and servants, when servants will that information, they climb on the horses and make princes, walk and all of that. All this thing boils down to information. And storytelling has been a culture that have been in existence for many, many years, even before we were born and all of that. So
Right.
again, it's a way of transferring culture, beliefs to children, to a group of people to maintain. We today we practice our culture. How do we know this culture? It's because our parents practiced it. It's because our parents taught us how to speak our dialect, and all of these things. So if they do not teach us, we wouldn't know. So again, knowledge comes with
Hold on, y'all. Ooh, I don't know about y'all, but this is so interesting. I cannot wait to see this film that these young people are creating. They're right on point, absolutely on point about storytelling. And when we are robbed, I loved what Williams said about when they take the pen from our hand, the pen in which we write our stories, they remove the power for those stories to be collected, for those stories to be preserved for thousands of years. And I get it. I mean, think about hieroglyphics. That's why they scratched and drew stories in picture form on the walls so that the truth could be preserved. It's so powerful, so powerful. So let me ask you this.
all right.
There's just so much to this. There's so much to this. Are you seeing any progress? Let's go there.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, last year when I launched out to start my production company with my friends, early last year we again moved by our spirit of Pan Africanism. We thought of telling original African stories that relate with our present realities. We actually reached out to a couple of creatives that are
Can't hear you.
African.
Can't hear you.
And again, the response was positive. And can you hear me now?
Microphone. There.
Am I being heard?
Now I can hear you. Keep that mic up there.
All right. All right, sure, starting. So we reached out to fellow creative in other parts of African country, and they were all pumped up and excited about collaborating and doing this project together. And as a matter of fact, there's a promoted truth about Nigeria, seeing Nigeria as unsafe, seeing Nigeria as a dubious country. The challenge that all of this thing comes with is the fact that, especially us, we in Nigeria, we are being perceived as being dubious. We are being perceived as being violent and all of that, but that do not necessarily, and that is not the entirety of our truth. So what we did, we reached out to this creative, and they trusted us, and we are willing to even come to the country, defying the narrative that they heard of Nigeria. We are willing to throw in their support. They are willing to come on board with us and tell the story. So again, the more I speak to creative spread across Africa, I get to see that not only me, I'm not the only one who is enthusiastic in telling the African story. As much as I want to tell the story, other people are just sitting by the sideline.
I know where he's going with this. I know. Wait for it. He'll be right back. Let me see. Am I still going? Yeah, I'm still going. I'm seeing over there. Here it comes. Okay, go ahead.
Am I here?
Yeah, you're here now.
Yeah. All right. So the more I reach out to creative spread across Africa, and we have this conversation with them, I see that they have a pain they pressed somewhere in their heart, and they are really enthusiastic about the story, and it makes it easier to even have these kind of conversations, because one way or the other, Africans have been subjected to diverse form of subjugations from of course, it is no news that every day economic hitmen are flooding this continent, seeing how to cripple our economy. And again, this is a present era of subjugation, and then
Yes.
we survived the era where physical brutality prevailed among Africans. We were treated like less than animals.
Mm. Man, we need to get him to Chicago so we can have this interview live. Cause boy, but
Animal.
that's
I see.
okay. Boy.
So, like, yeah, I see how the Europeans and the Western people treat animals. I see that they treat animal with dignity, with love, with respect. And then I ask myself, where were the value of these people when they brutalized Africa, when they invaded, they rape our women? Where were the values? If they can treat animal with so much respect like this, and they are promoting this their vegetarian campaign, where we are the
Yeah.
value. If animals can be treated more with respect and dignity, what happened to Africa? Why we are Africa treated less and all of that? So again, the more I have conversations with creative, with people spread across Africa, then I then realize that people are subjected to all manner of embarrassment and racial discrimination and all of that. And we are more pumped now than ever to tell our story, to take over our narrative, to take over our economy, not only in the areas of storytelling, even in our economics. These days, we are also agitating that no African country should sell their raw material. They should all be locally processed here in Africa. Again, if any Europeans want our raw material, they should come to Africa and establish these refineries. They should come and process it here in Africa if they are so interested. So this is a time where we do not allow people rip us of our resources like they have done many years ago. Again, we understand that Africa have been seen as a field of harvest, and the paradox of this reality
Ooh, this guy is so powerful.
is the fact that it's a field of harvest from people who have not sown in it. So it is about time we take over our economy. It's about time we wield the power to tell our story. So again, as a matter of fact, it is easier to hold this conversation with Africans, because again, the people are made up, the mind of the people are made up, and they are tired of being subjugated. And it's easy to have this conversation. And I see that people are willing. It takes only a willing heart to drive this kind of conversation and to drive this kind of movement. And the fact that people are willing, it makes it easier for us to. And I see that in the nearest future, with this kind of campaign, and with the fact that Africa is becoming woke now more than ever, again, we will free ourselves from this modern day shackles. I tell you
Yeah.
this: Ghana in debt. 80% of Ghana's GDP is in debt. The International Monetary Fund come to us with all form of structural adjustment program that do not help us grow. They give us loans, but these loans don't get to our hands. They are cooperative, execute the project, execute the project and all of that. And they chain us down with structural adjustment program. And we are not able to grow.
Look, Williams. I'm gonna wait till this guy. Jeez, this
To waive out this debt and all of that. So
Williams.
again,
Okay, hold on, hold on. I'm gonna wait till he can tell his internet gets stable.
again,
Oh, I want to hear every word. I
Am I
want to
being
hear
heard?
every word. Listen to me. I know what we're going to do. Trick no good. Things that do not serve us. Trick no good. You thought you were messing something up today. You were creating something greater. That's what you were doing. See, as soon as I said that, it pushed Williams completely off. Let me tell y'all something. I don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe that things just happen. I believe everything has a force behind it. And so I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to get with this young man and I'm going to set up a 90-minute television special. And I'm going to go ahead and put a hedge of protection around it so that we can hear every single syllable of this message. Can I get an amen? Drop it in the comments. So listen, scrolling along the bottom, you will see is the Facebook page where you can find William. I have already taken the liberty of dropping it inside the top of the comment section from the beginning of this broadcast. Now, I don't know if Williams heard this, but I'm going to talk to him backstage because we're out of time today. But I want to do a 90-minute special with you and your friends. And we're going to make sure that the world hears more about this and that they hear every single syllable. Okay? I am so encouraged by the passion behind this storyteller. And I wanted to ask Williams, but I'll save it for the 90-minute special. I wanted to ask him what his dream is of his version of Africa 50 years from now. What kind of Africa does he want to see when he looks to the left and his life is finishing up? What kind of work does he want to leave for people to pick up, to continue what he and the young people that he works with have created today? I want to tell you all something. I have just been overwhelmed with chills this morning. Even with this Morse code kind of internet, you know, Williams was in and out, in and out, in and out. But I know you, just like me, even with all of that brokenness, the truth was still finding its mark, right? You all, this is powerful work. I want you guys to understand something as we get out of here today. And Williams, stay backstage because I'm going to talk to you when we get finished here in just a second because we're out of time. But I want you to know, pay attention to the power and the passion behind every person that shares a story with you. Hopefully that will ignite or blow the breath of life onto the ember of your own story. Storytelling is what has kept us here. The slaves here in America told stories in their braids. They created maps to help people get from point A to point B. They sang songs that gave clues of where to go when you're ready to leave and go to the next place. Don't ever let anybody take your power, known as your story. Get your story out so it can stay here and people for thousands of years can heal through it, grow through it, and learn from it. They will not be able to do that if we do not leave our stories. Take that with you. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central, out on the front porch for yet another illuminated conversation where right here on Bathrobe Moments. Now, I want you to get out today. Watch the replay, catch what you can, and keep your ears open. I'm going to let you know when we do this special. Get out there and be the very best you can be. Change the world one story at a time. I'm Lauren Michaels Harris, and I love you, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. I'll see you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. blame my state of mind.